Another red flag I'll be addressing. Thank you. Come inside the house. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. The reason you're getting this intro is because I lost the intro I made for this video. So if you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that subscribe button, like this video, click on that bell icon so you get notified for every time I post a new video. Stay tuned for more of me. Let's get right into today's video really. So what we'll be looking at today is a topic that I find very interesting and personal because I don't know, somehow I kind of have a passion for relationship talks, and I try as much as possible to help people that I know solve their relationship problems, and how to make them do better as regards relationship. As the topic already goes, it says red flags that you shouldn't ignore. So one of the red flags I'll be addressing is leaving you hanging. What this simply means is that these partners leave you unsure of your stand in the relationship. If you find your partner just leaving you hanging on some specific matters, then I feel like that should be addressed. Just in case you're not taking note of that, that should be addressed, because if you're in a relationship with someone, you ought to know the things happening in that person's life. You should know where that person is working. You should know who you're dating. You should know what that person's life is going to be about. Even if you don't have like the full picture of what the person's life is going to be about, but you should have a knowledge of what that person's life is going to be centered around. And if that person is not giving that to you, then there is a problem. But I like to say this here. It is okay if you're getting this attitude in the first month or in the first phase of that relationship. You don't expect that trust will just fall on your laps. No, you have to earn trust. So it is okay for that person to take it one step at a time. But what is not okay is if you realize that this person keeps leaving you hanging. So if you feel that you're being left out in a relationship or in a particular phase of your partner's life, I feel like you should address that. Another red flag I'll be addressing is he or she hits me. I don't get it. Why are you with somebody that hits you? Like, why are you with somebody that beats you up? Like, who enjoys being slapped and punched? Why are you still with somebody that hits you? Like, what kind of apology will that person give to you? I know in a relationship you're already hitting your partner. And if you are here, your partner hits you, I don't know what you're still doing in that relationship, honey, but I want you to know that you deserve better. For this particular point, I am part of the people that advocate leave whoever beats you, because if he hits you when you're in a relationship, how about when you're married? I'm sure you don't want to set a standard for your kids where they wake up in the morning and they see you with black eye. You don't have the right to hit anybody's child. This red flag, one day they're going to hit you and you just will lose your eye, or your ear go dot deaf, you no go hear word again. If you're in a relationship and your partner hits you, then you really need to reevaluate what are you getting from that relationship that will make you stay because your partner for me, this red flag, if it's there, last song. Moving on. The next red flag I'll be talking about is feeling of always being right or having a hard time apologizing. This red flag, I feel like somehow at some point in my life I used to be like this. How it works for me, I feel like a lot of people have bastardized the word I'm sorry. A lot of people use that word as an excuse to get away with whatever wrong that they've done. Don't tell me I'm sorry because you just want to say I'm sorry. I don't want you sweeping it under the rug. Let's talk about it. Let's trash it. And that became a problem with my friends. Like, I had a hard time explaining this to my friends, and I tried as much as possible to let them see that this is just me trying to say that I understand that you have a misunderstanding. I don't just want to say I'm sorry just for things to just go back to normal swiftly. I want us to address it so that way we don't step on each other's toes again. We now understand that, okay, this is what happened, this is how I reacted, and this is how I should have reacted. You get what I mean? What I've come to understand currently is that I should say I'm sorry, then we should trash the issue. Where I got it wrong is that Every single time we are trying to trash the issue, so it now became a habit. Like, we have to trash this issue first before we say I'm sorry. No, that's not good. That's not right. Like, you should say I'm sorry regardless of who is wrong or right, because you are trying to preserve that relationship, because you want that relationship to work. Don't say I'm sorry to sweep things under the carpet. Say I am sorry and then move on to trash whatever issue that there is. Moving on to the next red flag. This particular red flag is, let's see where it goes. Like, I don't understand. Where is it supposed to go? I believe that every relationship a person is involved in has to be deliberate. You have to be deliberate about the kind of friends you have or you want to have, the kind of life you want to live for. You should live your life deliberately. So don't let anybody come in and say, let's see how it goes. That's someone that's not ready for commitment. I don't think that is a right step, or that is something anybody should be involved in. I mean, you should plan your life. You should be deliberate about whatever thing you want to get into, be it a relationship, a partnership, friendship, whatever thing it is that you're getting into. You have to be deliberate about it. So don't let anybody come and disrupt your life plans with, let's see where it goes, because there are relationships that have started off like that, and 6 years they don't know what they are doing, because the foundation of a relationship determines how far that relationship is going to go. So you deserve to be with somebody that is deliberate, and you should be deliberate as well. This next red flag, I have an issue with it, because a lot of people I know personally have suffered from this particular one. And this is when a partner is obsessed with their ex and they always criticize you. Nobody deserves to be judged on any standard. You shouldn't use your ex as a standard to rate your current partner. That's very wrong, because these are two different people. You can't put your ex into your partner. You have to work with what you have, because every human comes in their raw form. It's best for you to try to improve your partner by talking to him or her, telling this person that this is how I think we can work best. If you do this, I do this. Nobody wants to be criticized every time. Now, you are not just criticizing me based on something, you're not criticizing me based on the standard of your ex. That doesn't make any single sense. After talking about all of these red flags, I've come up with what to do if you experience any of these red flags. Number one thing is talk it out with your partner. Communication is one important thing that can keep your relationship going. So if your partner is guilty of any of these red flags, talk about it. That's the only way you can help them and help your relationship. The next thing to do is to know your boundaries. I have a problem with partners that go through each other's phones. Like, what that simply means is that you don't trust me, and that's not a good place to be in, because for a relationship to grow, you have to trust me. So if you go through my phone, I bet you're going to see what you want to see. That's just the truth. If you have a partner that doesn't trust you, you need to address that. So know your boundaries. Another thing is that guilt is not enough reason to stay in a relationship. The first and foremost reason you should have to be in a relationship, number one, is that you love this person. Don't be like, oh my God, I just need to be here for this person. If I'm not here, nobody else will. That's not true. If you're not there, God is going to give that person someone that will be there and can be there for that person. You can't tie your life down on guilt, because you have to, with your full chest, know that this has to be done. I want to be in a relationship with someone that loves me and not somebody that tolerates me. I feel like that makes more sense. The last thing I'll be talking about is seek counseling. You can't know it all. You don't know it all. So seek counseling. Hear from people that have gone ahead of you. So what I'm basically saying is, if you've looked at these red flags and you're like, oh, my partner has this, I have this, and I have this, but I don't want to let my relationship go because of a thing or two, then seek counseling. And hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy your relationship, because relationship should be enjoyed. So with that, we've come to the end of today's video. So let's discuss down in the comment section, and if there are red flags, more red flags than I mentioned, please let's talk about it down in the comment section. Let's rub minds. Let me hear what you have to say about red flags.